So today's going to be a little bit of a different video. I have been mentioning that I wanted to do a sit down sort of chat and a bit of a life update with you guys, because I suppose as a way of sort of like documenting what I'm going through and also being real with you guys and just like where I'm at, because I think a lot of stuff has been coming up just around the stage and the season that I'm at in my life at the moment, and kind of how that is changing and what that's going to look like, because I feel like I'm really at this pivotal point where it's just kind of time for change and time for things to kind of move in the direction that I want them to. And so there has been one catalyst for this, which kind of happened unexpectedly, but I suppose like anything, there's always a silver lining. And that is that I was let go from my job, along with about 40 other people. Unfortunately, the company that I've been working with for the past 2.5 years is restructuring. They've got new projects in the pipeline. And of course, that means they had to make some cuts. And unfortunately, I was one of those people. It kind of was and wasn't a bit of a shock. I think for me personally, I was feeling a little bit uninspired in my job, actually very uninspired in my job. I felt like a bit of a cog in the wheel, and I feel like a lot of people can probably relate to that, just feeling like your job can be a bit mundane and like not always super fulfilling. And obviously that doesn't go for everyone. But I think I've just been feeling for quite a while now that my job wasn't really giving me the satisfaction that I needed in my life. And I suppose I was kind of just working for a paycheck, which never really ends well, because you're just, I don't know, it feels like it just drains the life out of you. So that's basically what's been going on. And that is kind of, as I said, the catalyst for change in my life at the moment. That being said, I was kind of already making plans to cut back on work a little bit so that I could focus on my own projects, interior design projects, and also YouTube and social media stuff, because I think I've always had this drive to want to work for myself, to want to build my own brand, my own company, have my own projects, and kind of have, I guess, like multiple streams of creative outlets on the go. And as I thought this was going to be a bit more of like a slow process, I think that's just life. And sometimes it just throws you a curveball and they're like, no, now's the time, you're doing it. Like, this is the pressure that you need to get things going. So it's, maybe the timing wasn't great. As some of you may know, I was looking for an apartment, and luckily I hadn't signed a lease at this point, because that would have been a real shit show. But I think just reevaluating where I'm at and kind of, what that looks like going forward. I think I've just made this decision to really pull myself into things that feel right for me, feel creatively fulfilling for me. And YouTube and creating content is definitely one of those things. So I'm really going to throw a lot of myself into that, as well as projects, interior design projects that I'm doing on the side, which I will involve you in as well. But I think at the same time, I guess there can be a lot of shame around redundancy, and it can often make people feel like, am I the problem? Was I the reason why I was let go, But I really don't want to frame it in that way, because it was right for me and it was right for them. And as I said, there's always a silver lining to something. And I know I'm good at what I do. And this is really, I think, just the push that I needed to really start focusing on and going after what it is that I want. So if any of you guys are feeling a little bit lost in your job, or you're not really sure what you're doing, or you have an inkling about what you want to do, just from what I've already experienced, I would say just go for it, because I don't know, there's so much fear, I guess, around like the what if, like what if I don't have the security of my job? What if it doesn't work out? But the reality is, I think that like no one is really secure in a job. Like Exhibit A, you think, oh, a job provides security, it's a reoccurring paycheck. And yes, that's true for most of the time, until you're made redundant or fired, or, you quit for whatever reason. But I just think I'm starting to really understand and learn that going after what you want, despite your age, despite what fears you have, despite what stage of life you're in, is honestly the most freeing thing that you can do for yourself. And although I'm really in the infancy sort of stages of it, the early stages, already I'm feeling so much more fulfillment just from these small steps that I'm taking. So that's really the main thing that I wanted to talk about, and what you can expect from me going forward. I think as well for me, there's I guess navigating YouTube and social media and how to show up as my authentic self has been a bit of a challenge. I just, again, because of all the thoughts, like the fear of judgment, how am I going to be perceived? How do I want to present myself? But I want to really make an effort going forward to show up as authentically as possible. So that's like on the days where I'm not feeling my best, when I don't feel like I look my best, because I want my page to be relatable. And I know that when I watch content where people are just being genuine and real, that is what I connect with so much, and it really resonates with me. So I'm going to really practice trying to do that. I don't feel like YouTube has come naturally to me, in the sense of like being on camera feels quite jarring for me. And I don't, as I said, I don't feel like I'm fully showing up as myself, because I'm kind of like a deer in headlights sometimes, and I'm just like talking, but I sometimes forget to integrate my personality and like emotions into the video, I suppose. I want to try and do that going forward. And I think, sorry if I sound a bit like husky, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. I think there's also this idea that's been in the back of my head that like I'm too old to start a YouTube channel, I'm too old to like start being a content creator and like going after the things that I want in that sense. I'm 32, which actually is so crazy because I don't feel 32. I never really think of 32 as being old. It's just this idea that I have that I'm like, people are going to think I'm a joke, or like people, I don't know. It's just those voices in your head that kind of get to you a little bit sometimes, and it makes you kind of question what you're doing. But I think the thing that I've noticed is that with consistency and with posting every week, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more confident and a little bit more, I guess, self-belief that I can do this. And, you know, I think everyone feels like this at some point. You can doubt yourself and you can let the fears creep in. Oftentimes you can let it get the better of you, but my goal is to be consistent and to have a really good crack at this and see where it takes me, because I don't want to go back to being an employee and working for people and companies that don't really, you know, the job doesn't really go anywhere. And that's not to say that I think that's bad in any sense. I think for a lot of people that makes sense and that's what they want. But I just know in myself that I want something more. I want to be, I guess, a bit more of the creator of my own destiny, so to speak, which for me has always looked like working for myself, which I have done in the past. I used to have an online store where I imported clothes and homewares and things from around the world and sold those. And in that period of time, I had a lot of fulfillment. And then I think it sort of ended because I kind of let those fears creep in. I was like, no, I need to get serious. I need to get a real job. But it's funny, as you get older, you kind of realize, as they say, that the things that you loved as a kid and growing up and the things that you were naturally drawn to are the things that you really should follow, because they are your true passions. They will give you your true fulfillment. And I have to say it's true. I was thinking the other day about the things that I enjoyed as a kid. Like I would always constantly be redoing my room, like once a week, I'm telling you. Moving furniture around, putting new magazine pictures up on the wall, having little trinkets and stuff everywhere. And I remember how much joy it used to bring me. And I loved it. And aside from that, I was obsessed with clothes, and like I had quite a quirky sense of style, and I was just playful with it and didn't really care what anyone thought. And I just feel like as you get older, you kind of, it's very easy to let other people's opinions and ideas of you stop you and define you, which I think I have done for quite a long time. And I'm just coming into this place of feeling like I want to really accept all that I am, the good and the bad, and just show up as myself for you guys. Just a chance to like express myself and explore who I really am. And that's what I really want this channel to be going forward. You know, I'm not a one-dimensional person. Like I love interiors, I love fashion, I love all elements of design. I love cleaning, organizing. Like there's so many different facets of my life and things that I actually really enjoy. So I don't want it to just strictly be interiors, but I think going forward, I want all those things to kind of mold into like a collective sort of experience through my videos. In terms of looking for an apartment, that's kind of on hold at the moment until I kind of get my projects up and running. But at the moment, I'm staying at my mum's house. And the update on that is we're going to be moving out in probably about a month or so because construction's going to start here. So I'm going to share some videos probably once we've moved out of kind of the house empty and like bare boned, and then sort of that will be an ongoing mini series of the project and the progress that we're going through and the documentation that I'm doing and the design process. Taking this space from what it is now, which you'll see in the videos, is pretty, it has a lot of potential and a lot of character, but at the moment it's pretty run down, to kind of what my mum is wanting in the space, and I'm going to help her do that. So that will be the first project, which is exciting. And then I'm hoping that as I start to get more consistent income, I will then be back on the hunt for my apartment and just, yeah, keep that going, because that's still like the end goal at this point in time. I know that was a bit of a lengthy, chatty update, but I just wanted to, I guess, just like let you guys know what's been going on. And as I said, document this experience and just everything that goes with that, not impacting my YouTube videos in any way, in terms of I'm still going to be posting content every week and hopefully just adding more content to my other social media accounts on Instagram and TikTok, and just growing like even more of a lovely community than what I've already grown. Even though it's kind of small, I'm just like so grateful to everyone that watches my videos and has been commenting and sharing their own sort of experiences and interior design ideas. It's like, it's been really, really, really fun. That's really all I have to say now, and I'll obviously keep you updated as things progress. I hope that if you're in a similar position, or if you're in a position where you are not really loving what it is that you're doing and you want more creative fulfillment, that you go after it in any capacity, despite what you think may or may not happen, because as cliche as it is, it's like we've only got one life, and like it's just a game. What have we got to lose, really? So thank you for listening. If you made it to the end, I'll talk to you in the next video.